It was 1944. Europe was still in the hands of the Nazi army. Germany was based in France and Belgium. The Allied forces were preparing for a major offensive. This attack was to change the course of World War II. It was called Operation D-Day. The destination was the beaches of Normandy in France. On June 6, 1944, history was made. Thousands of soldiers from America, Britain, and Canada were ready. Ships and planes provided supply lines. The weather was cold and foggy, but the decision to retreat was impossible. The Germans expected an attack on France, but they did not know the exact time. The Nazi forces were well fortified on the defensive coast. Mines, barbed wire, and heavy artillery were ready. Allied soldiers left the ships and approached the shore. The waves were rough. Mines, barbed wire, and heavy artillery were ready. Allied soldiers left the ships and approached the beach. The waves were rough, and the rain of gunfire was heavy. Many ships were sunk or damaged. The soldiers had to cross the sands of the beach. Every meter of ground was filled with enemy fire. The scream of bullets and explosions filled the air. American soldiers reached Omaha Beach. It was a terrible scene. Bodies lay on the sand, but the troops pressed on. British and Canadian troops captured other beaches. Jewel Beach and Gold Beach were the most important. There was also an air attack. Bombs were dropped on the German defenses, but many of the artillery pieces were still active. The soldiers went forward with courage and endurance. Some were wounded and still went on. The commanders controlled the situation moment by moment. Barbed wire, mines, and water channels were dangerous. Some troops were protected by tanks. Others had to advance on foot and with light equipment. Every small battle was of great importance. Every house and hill had to be conquered. The Germans, with fierce resistance, turned the terrain into a trap. But the Allies were united and determined. In the following days, the troops advanced from Sarpol. Villages after village were liberated. Soldiers moved towards roads and bridges. German communications were disrupted. Many Nazi commanders were taken by surprise. Misinformation and rumors confused them. Allied soldiers broke through more defenses. Tanks and armored vehicles advanced. Artillery opened fire on cities and hills. The German army could no longer resist completely. The Allied forces advanced day by day. Each small battle had many casualties. Thousands were killed and wounded. But the Allied hope remained. In the following days, more planes arrived to provide support. The troops moved at night. Intelligence operations continued. Spies and the French resistance provided important information. More detailed maps were delivered to commanders. The German lines became shorter day by day. Allied pressure forced the Nazi forces to retreat. Many German soldiers were trapped. Their heavy artillery was destroyed. Warplanes and bombers were very effective. Radio communications were disrupted. The Allies were able to capture key areas. Bridges, roads, and docks came under their control. As they advanced, more cities were liberated. Nazi resistance became less and less. Hard and dangerous days continued. The soldiers fought with spirit and endurance. Many of them had left their families and homes behind. The goal was only victory. Every hill, every river, every building mattered. Enemy communications were broken. The Allies were able to penetrate deep into French territory. Naval support forces continued their fire. Airplanes targeted the enemy from the sky. Tanks and armored vehicles advanced. Infantry moved behind them. Many soldiers sacrificed their lives. But the advance did not stop. In the following days, the Normandy region was completely liberated. The Allied success was the turning point of World War II. From now on, Germany began to retreat. Allied soldiers liberated other cities in France. The difficult days of the war continued, but hope for freedom grew. The Battle of Normandy was an example of courage, solidarity, and perseverance. Thousands of people sacrificed their lives so that the world could be free. This battle proved that unity and perseverance can bring victory. The Battle of Normandy will always remain in history as a turning point of World War II.